mic was full enough hot air to blow out all those candles.
There you go.
And just so everybody knows, that was 13 candles for those of you who were counting. It has been 13 years since Middle of Nowhere, which is kind of the initiation of the celebration. But the other thing that
If
it's
there's
also...
ever a Hanson Museum, Isaac will be the curator because he'll remember all of the random details that...
Anyway, and also for those of you... I also think it's kind of interesting that Middle of Nowhere happened to be released in the month that it was released. Mm-hmm. It was released in May. And interestingly, before that point, we had always counted our initial performance at Mayfest here in Tulsa as our kind of initial gig, because it was the first time that the three of us had actually performed together publicly, and that was in May of 1992.
Well, I have a question about Middle of Nowhere, kind of segues well.
I'm going to
Living
grab
Legend
my coffee.
Was asking, whose idea was it to have Zach scream random things at the end of Look at You, and how did the idea come about? I'm not sure the answer to that question.
Zach was drunk
honest.
at the time.
He
had a drinking problem at an early age.
Yeah.
He was drunk on probably grape soda or Mountain Dew.
Yes.
Or Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. When you leave a small crazy person in a studio for extended periods of time, 12 hours at a time, for several months at a time, there tends to be kind of a cuckoo factor that
Pent-up energy?
happens. And so I think that was the type of thing where we were recording the outro vocals, and it just happened. You know, it was just like I screwed something up, and we were going for it, and
started doing funny random stuff that we were laughing about, trying to keep our composure.
and then
something like that.
Then it became a part. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It's along the same lines of the middle section of Man from Milwaukee.
I remember a little.
It was just random.
Which was that the outro was long and the groove was like it was extended because essentially everybody was really liking it, and it had it kind of kept going on, and there was a question of how to continue to have something besides just musical ad libs. And at the time we were playing it, and you started riffing and it was
like a one-eyed goose.
We were all kind of listening to it in the studio, and essentially it was like, yeah, Zach, that's actually kind of hilarious. Go in there. And I don't think anyone at the time thought it would necessarily be kept because it was just kind of like it was funny, and it was sort of like one of those things in the studio. But
then mixing came along, and
there you go.
It was funny. It was good.
For eternity.
Yeah. Cool.
Which you did in part reenact at the 505 event.
I did my best. It's hard to reenact genius, and I struggle with that. But that's a whole.
For those of you who don't realize, we're being sarcastic.
I think they're good. I think they probably picked up on it.
I'm just making sure.
I'm just gonna keep throwing them out here. I have a question about Lulabelle. Was asking what is Lulabelle about. I think the name is Luberlu. I can't quite pronounce it. I think for all of us, every song has a slightly different meaning. But essentially, I think Lulabelle is kind of about losing something that was the best thing in your life and still having to find a way to cope with it. Having to find a way to say, like, the best thing that ever happened to me is now gone, but I've got to continue on, so I've got to find a way to live with it and be positive in at least some way. Heartbroken. Yeah. You're letting someone go. It could be definitely from the perspective of a father, of a daughter.
That was kind of always the context in which I kind of thought of it as, or at least again, emotions apply to various different scenarios, and a lot of the times, stories that are told in songs can apply to personal things in your life in a different way. But I always kind of had thought of it as, a father having to let go of the innocence of a young child, and having to let go of the innocence of his young daughter, and seeing her grow up, and that kind of thing, and that was the way I had always kind of looked at it in some form or another. But it can also it can apply to other things.
Losing innocence as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think for me, when we were writing that song, there definitely was kind of a personal kind of like lost love element to it, but never I think never exclusively. I think that it, like you said, it has all these different meanings, and so you have to kind of leave it somewhat open for even the other guys in the band to express their own personal feelings about what the message of each song is.
Totally.
I've got a question from Japan about Shout It Out, which is pretty awesome. This is Asaka, and she was saying, "Hey guys, I'm watching from Japan. Is there any other song from Shout It Out where Hanson will dance?" Question mark.
Well,
Have we really kind of talked about them? I don't think we really have talked
Give
about
a Little
them.
video.
Yeah.
The follow-up single is a song called "Give a Little," which you guys that watch the stream and that were at 505 will have heard.
The song,
and
yeah.
we're, it's kind of weird to say about your songs, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's one of those songs that is sort of you kind of do have to dance to it, or at least that's what it should be. And in fact, it's really about dancing. It's about the kind of the flirtation, the dynamic between a guy and a girl, and sort of the idea that you sort of have to make your move, and encouraging the male species, the guys that are like us, that you got to actually take the first step and step out there and take a risk that she might not
Turn you down.
She might turn you down.
Yeah.
But so I think the easy answer is yes, but not in the same way as Thinking About Something. I mean, Thinking About Something was meant to embody this sort of retro, over-the-top production feeling, and the Give a Little video.
We should probably wait on saying too much.
Well, we can say it's a more personal thing. It's more about It's just more about
Individual
having a good time.
and yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot more to tell. We'll be, as that comes, you guys will see clips of
Yeah,
it.
we don't want to give it all away too fast because, I mean, for God's sake, we're still enjoying the Think About Something video, and it's still, people are still watching it, and of course, we're looking forward to opportunities
to. It hasn't hardly left the top 10 on MySpace. I mean, it's been
No,
thanks
not
to
really.
you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Spreading the word. It's awesome.
Exactly.
Thank you guys so much for getting out there, spreading the word about the video and the music, and these days, like fans, the word of mouth is so much more important than any TV show or any billboard or any rack in Walmart or whatever that you could ever get. Like the power of individuals is so important, and so when you guys go out there and you tell your friends and you go on your Facebook or whatever and you say, "Hey, check out this video," that's huge. And thank you guys so much. It's incredible.
It reminds me. Did you tell him about the Hanson shirts?
I didn't tell him about the Hanson shirts.
We should tell him that.
Yeah. Which
we-
I heart Hanson.
You are Hanson.
We decided these Zach, do you want to model the shirt a little bit? I don't know if they can see it. That didn't say
Sorry.
molest the shirt.
Sorry.
Can you molest that shirt real
Yeah.
quick?
Yeah.
So we'll get you some bubble wrap in a minute. We made these shirts originally. The merchandise team here at Hanson headquarters, led by Zach, decided to do the I Heart Hanson shirts in dedication sort of to this day, thinking, well, on Hanson Day, people kind of do random things, and it'd be fun to just do like really cool I Love Hanson shirts. And so, because of today, we are just until midnight. Is that what we decided? Until midnight, the I Heart Hanson shirts in the store are discounted. Are we doing $5 off? So $5 off the shirt. So if you haven't got one of those shirts, they've sold really fast, and there is limited stock of them. So you should go check it out. They're $5 cheaper than usual, and we just thought it'd be kind of a cool way to say thanks. And they're sort of fun shirts to wear your Hanson pride out there.
Exactly.
And honestly, they're some of my favorite shirts, just because they're so like the bright colors and.
They're
cool.
just very summery amongst other things, I think.
You guys haven't seen all the art for the album Shout It Out, but really the inspiration to do the shirts was the idea of how much it fit with the art of this album. The bright colors, the yellows and the reds and the blues and the whites, and it kind of made so much sense that was what brought the idea to the forefront. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. If you were thinking of getting one, they're all $5 off, and just trying to say thank you.
While Hanson Day lasts.